Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Module 1, Lesson 5, Decimal Fractions and Place Value. The objective of this lesson is to name decimal fractions in expanded, unit, and word forms by applying place value reasoning. Word form is just as it sounds, numbers written out in words. Standard form are numbers written out in digits. Expanded form are when you stretch out the numbers according to their values, and unit form involves a digit and their place value locations. Let's take a look at a couple of example problems. We need to represent 1987 in each form. The standard form is written out in digits 1,987. In word form, you have 1987. Expanded form is stretched out to include 1000 plus 900 plus 80 plus 7. Unit form is 1000, representing the 1 in the thousands place, plus 9 hundreds, which is a 9 in the hundreds place, plus 8 tens, plus 7 ones. Here are two numbers using decimals, 1987 and 6 tenths and 1987 and 62 hundredths. Let's look at the first one. 1987 and 6 tenths. In standard form is written with digits 1987.6. In word form, it is 1987 and 6 tenths. Notice the word "and" represents the decimal point. In expanded form, we have 1000 plus 900 plus 80 plus 7, and for the decimal part, we have plus 6 times 1/10. Notice the 1/10 is in parentheses because that represents we are in the tenths place and we multiply it by a value of 6. Unit form is 1000 plus 9 hundredths plus 8 tens plus 7 ones plus 6 tenths to equal 1987 and 6 tenths. For the number 1987 and 62 hundredths. In standard form, you have 1987.62. In word form, you have 1987 and 62 hundredths. Remember, numbers behind the decimal are read by the last place the digits are located. In this case, the 2 is in the hundredths place. Expanded form, we have 1000 plus 900 plus 80 plus 7 plus 6 times 1/10, representing the 6 in the tenths place, which is why we multiply by 1/10, plus 2 times 1/100th, because the 2 is in the hundredths place, and that is represented by the fraction 1 over 100. Unit form is 1000 plus 9 hundredths plus 8 tens plus 7 ones plus 6 tenths plus 2 hundredths equaling 1987 and 62 hundredths. Here's a closer look at digits behind the decimal point. 1,000th, which is unit form, can be written like this, 0.001, which is standard form. We have a 1 in the thousandths place. In expanded form, it is written in fraction form like this, 1 times 1,000th, because you need to show what the value of the digit is. In this case, you have a 1 in the thousandths place, thus making it 1 times 1,000th. Or an expanded form is a decimal like this, 1 times 0.001, because again, you have a 1 in the thousandths place and you only have one of those. Here's another example, as expanded form can be a bit tricky. 3 hundredths, which is unit form, is written as 0.03 standard form. In expanded form, the number 3 hundredths is written as a fraction like this, 3 times 1 over 100, because the value, in this case 3, is located in the hundredths place, which is why the denominator is 100. It is written as a decimal like this, 3 times 0.01, which tells you to multiply 0.01 or 100th 3 times. Let's give these a try. Remember, you can always go back to previous examples to help you out if you get stuck. Represent 25 and 413 thousandths in word, expanded as a fraction, and unit form. Also represent 12 and 4 hundredths in word, expanded, this case as a decimal, and unit form. Take a couple of minutes to solve these, and an answer will be on the next slide. Let's check your progress. Represent 25 and 413 thousandths in word, expanded as a fraction, and unit form. For word, you have 25 and 413 thousandths. Don't forget the word and, as it represents the decimal point. Expanded form using a fraction, you have 20 plus 5 plus 4 times 1 over 10 plus 1 times 1 over 100 plus 3 times 1 over 1,000. Remember, the 1/10 represents the tenths place multiplied by the value, in this case, of 4. The 1 over 100 represents the hundredths place, and in this number you have a value of 1 in the hundredths place. 1 over 1,000 represents the thousandths place, and for this number you have a value of 3, so you have 3 times 1,000th. Unit form, you have 2 tens plus 5 ones plus 4 tenths plus 100th plus 3 thousandths. Represent 12 and 4 hundredths in word, expanded as a decimal, and unit form. Word form, you have 12 and 4 hundredths. Again, the word and represents the decimal point. Expanded form as a decimal, you should have 10 plus 2 plus 0.04. And for unit form, you have 1/10 plus 2 ones plus 4 hundredths. It's important to watch the wording very carefully and write your numbers accordingly. 400 and 4 thousandths, in this case word form, is written as 400.004 standard, and 400 with 400 over 1,000 as a mixed number, 4 hundredths plus 4 thousandths in unit form, and 400 plus 4 times 1,000th as expanded. Now, 404 thousandths word form is 0.404 standard, 404 thousandths as a fraction, 4 tenths plus 4 thousandths unit form, and 4 times 1/10 plus 4 times 1,000th expanded. Again, read your numbers very carefully and look for that word and to separate a whole number from the decimal or fraction. I am proud of your hard work. Let's look at these exit slip questions and keep up the good work. Number 1, express 9 thousandths as a decimal. Number 2, express 29 thousandths as a fraction. Number 3, express 24 and 537 thousandths in words. A, write the expanded form for this number using fractions or decimals. And B, write this number in unit form. Take a couple of minutes to do this and check your answers to see how you did. Refer back to other slides if you need to see the examples on how to set these up in each one of these forms. Problem number 1. Express 9 thousandths as a decimal should be 0.029. Number 2. Express 29 thousandths as a fraction. 29 over 1,000 is the answer. Express 24 and 537 thousandths in words. 24 and 537 thousandths. Don't forget the word and. 3A. Expanded form in fractions, you have 20 plus 4 plus 5 times 1/10 plus 3 times 1/100 plus 7 times 1,000. Or in decimal form, you have 20 plus 4 plus 0.5 plus 0.03 plus 0.007. A good way to check yourself is to line the decimal point up and add all of your digits together to get 24.537. In unit form, you should have 2 tens plus 5 tenths plus 3 hundredths plus 7 thousandths, and you should also have plus 4 ones, which I have forgotten to include in here.